Welcome back to Sakimas Ridge Homestead. It's January 10th, 2020, and it's like 65 degrees out last time I checked. The bees are out and active, and we've been neglecting them pretty bad this year. So we're going to take this opportunity of this warmer day to get some feed trays on them and make sure they're all doing good.
Hello, and welcome to our channel. We're glad you're here.
And this is one of our 4 hives. We've got this one over here and 3 over there we'll do in a little bit. We did have 2 hives back here, this 10 frame, and we also had an 8 frame deep that was one of the flow hives. We did lose that hive. It looks like they swarmed a couple times, and we're suspecting that maybe the virgin queen never made it back to the hive after she mated or never got mated, because it was just pretty much an empty shell that was being robbed out a little bit. So that one's been removed a month or so ago. So we'll get back into this one here and get the feeder on top. Quite a bit of comb I need to scrape off of here. I believe this hive is being robbed out. Looks like we've got a cluster of bees right here that is dead. So I think we've lost this hive. And like I said, we've been very neglectful getting out here to these bees this year. And this frame's definitely got a lot of honey in it. That's solid honey on both sides. So I don't think they starved.
I was going to say you better turn that over the other way because it's got a big open spot. It's just going to drip
It's open
out.
on both sides. This one's all honey. Now they may have been honey bound and didn't have enough room to cluster. That's mostly honey. Mostly honey. Got some uncapped nectar there. A little bit of small amount of bees right there trying to cluster. Yeah, there's just no number in here at all. Another small cluster and some brood. Quite a pile of dead bees on the bottom. So yes, we've definitely lost this hive, so we won't be putting a feeder on this one. Plenty of honey in here though. Never seen that kind of hazy looking capping. If anyone knows what that might be, put that in the comments down below, please. Got some of it here too, just that kind of hazy looking caps. But there's plenty of honey in here, so I'm fearing that when they had to try and cluster, because it was cold last week, yeah, just a tiny little cluster there too. They just had no room to cluster. So, yep. Well, I'm sure we'll get that in the comments too. So this hive we will have to come back to when we're done. And we'll probably take all these frames in and extract them because there's plenty of honey in these.
Not all of the frames have that haze.
No, just those center ones.
Yeah.
But that explains the activity we've got around this hive. It's robbers. So we'll move down to the other 3 hives and hopefully we'll have better luck down there. Okay, this hive is a double medium. This was actually a walk-away split we did last year off the hive next to it. And it's done pretty good. Yeah, we got some bees in this one, by golly. Too late, not this late in the year. Scrape this propolis off the front. Yes, they are. get their feeder. And I take these three small sticks.
Do we need to check that one for too much honey so they don't get honey bound?
Well, they'd be dead by now if they were. I don't want to get into this one, they're too aggressive. Lay those 3 sticks across there just to keep the feeder up. Here's our feeder boxes. There is a video, I'll link to it in the corner up above, of making these frames to feed with. We've got a sugar patty and a pollen patty. The only difference this year, I've added this little piece of, I believe it's old mini blind. This will make an entrance reducer since we use the top entrances. Now I will need to scrape a little bit off this top.
A lot of bees in this one.
So when I slide that cover up to the front, that should create a nice little entrance reducer for them here.
Yeah, that works perfect. Fits nice and tight.
So there is one hive. And this hive is a little different than most of ours. Most of them only have a top entrance. This one also has a small bottom entrance. And they seem to be doing just fine with both entrances, so we'll leave it alone. Now we will move on to we'll go down 2 hives, because I know there's a lot of activity there. This middle hive's got me worried. It might be a honey-bound loss as well. So let's move down to that orange and blue hive and make them mad too.
Already come around here and look at it.
Yeah, it's almost propolized shut.
Already tried to reduce it and close it up themselves.
Yeah, so we'll have to scrape all that propolis out of there. Now this hive was a swarm trap hive that we caught a year or so ago. You might want to get deeper into this one. I don't think it's a lost situation like the first one, but we definitely don't have activity like we did in the second one.
There's a bunch of dead bees right there.
Yeah, this isn't looking good either.
Nope.
Are all the bees we have?
In that hive?
Yeah. There's a lot of bees in that hive, that's for sure. I mean, there's a lot of honey in this.
Come around.
A lot of dead bees on the bottom.
No.
So this one might be a loss as well. Might just be being robbed out.
Kind of looks that way, doesn't it?
Boy, I got that glued in there, but good. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this one's a loss.
Let's see the.
Yeah, there's a cluster of live bees here. They're probably robbing. And there's a big cluster of dead bees here. Now, unfortunately, this year has been horrible with rain and weather. We intended on getting other boxes out here for these bees so that they could expand for room, and the weather just made it completely not possible to do. So what we'll do here is we're going to knock those dead bees out of there. Got some live ones in there robbing. And I think we're going to take this super, this medium, that has got all this honey in it, and we're going to open that other hive back up and give them this one as well, so that they've got plenty of honey. And they've survived this long, so I'm assuming they've got enough room in there to cluster. So let's take this over to that first hive and add this to their hive so that they've got plenty of winter stores. So we'll have to pull the lid again.
You don't think they have any down in the bottom?
Well, I'm hoping they're clustering down there. They're already on their sugar. We'll have to pull this off. Pull our sticks back out. Give them this medium. Clean this top off a hair. Put our spacer sticks in there.
If anyone's wondering, I'm the one to blame for all the bright colors. Well, aren't they beautiful? I just did not force myself to paint them all white.
All right. Hopefully that'll get them through the winter. We'll just throw the top back on this one for now. We will need to, like I said, we'll have to pull the frames out of this one, clean them up, and that first hive we got into and get the all the honey out of them.
I'm afraid we're going to find
So am I. And that's a shame because this was always such a strong hive. When we checked these and found that other dead hive a couple months ago, you could hear them roaring down on the bottom. This thing was all nice and full. Now, it's not looking good at all. I would think if there were bees in here, they'd be pouring out of the top and getting us, and that's not happening. Nope.
nothing, just a bunch of honey.
Just a bunch of honey and some dead bees in there. So unfortunately, we've lost 3 of our 4 hives. So we'll have to come back out here and haul these out of here. I'll bring the tractor back to sit these boxes in because they're pretty heavy. But that's what happens when you don't keep an eye on your hives like you're supposed to and get into them as often as you're supposed to. I mean, we had 4 strong hives out here, what, a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
Or so? So just within a month's period of time, they've all perished except for that one. And it's definitely not for lack of food. They've got plenty of honey in there. Maybe we should have extracted some to give them some frames with room. That would have been a solution. But we were trying to make sure they had plenty of stores, and it's kind of apparently come back and bite us in the butt because we've lost 3 of our 4 hives. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that one. I mean, you can see there's plenty of bees in there, plenty of activity going on, so it's a good, strong, healthy hive. We'll just have to give it time and keep an eye on their feed. Hope they make it through to spring.
Why are they clustered right here? Queen didn't get out, did she, is what I was wondering.
I doubt it. I didn't see her in that group. So anyway, there's where we're at on the beehives. We're down to 1, unfortunately. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them down below. Again, if you have any idea what that shiny or kind of hazy capping was on the honey in that first hive, please put that in the comments as well. Before anybody asks, no, we do not mite treat. We use the top entrances and we use small cell foundation and natural foundation, which is supposed to help combat the mites, we do not treat, and we will not treat. This loss may have been because of mites, but I seriously doubt it, because we've done mite counts in the past and have never had any. The small cell foam and the top entrances seem to make a huge difference with the mites. So again, if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. Appreciate you watching our videos. Appreciate a thumbs up and a subscription if you want to follow us along. And we also have a link up top for Amazon store. So if you shop for Amazon, click on that link. It gives the channel a little bit of a kickback and it doesn't cost you a cent more. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.